Everybody, welcome back to another video. Again, my name is Barrett. I appreciate you clicking on this video. What we're going to be doing is we're transforming our baby Nile monitors enclosure. This was a very temporary setup, and this is also going into another temporary setup because this guy is growing quick. We got him at an expo a couple months ago, and he has definitely outgrown the small temporary enclosure we have for him. So in today's video, we are going to be rescaping it, getting him into his new temporary-ish setup that we're going to have him in for a little while, and we're going to show you all of what's involved when it comes to caring for a little baby Nile monitor. We're going to feed him a little bit. We're going to go ahead and interact with him because it's super important to do that. I'm going to show some pros and cons as well to keeping a baby Nile monitor. So if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you smash the like button, hit subscribe. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. All right, so first things first, you may see some water debris and dirt down here at the bottom. This enclosure has now been leaking for a couple days. Whenever I mist it down, it's been leaking. So this is a very temporary setup for our baby Nile monitor. And the good part about this setup though that I do like is that it is front opening, and this enclosure that we got is not front opening. So this is gonna be a very temporary setup, but it is the only bigger setup that I currently have without going out and buying one and having a space for it to be able to put this guy into. I will be getting a front opening enclosure very soon for him, but this is again gonna be a temporary setup. But this is at minimum the size at this point that he needs to be in. This is a baby Nile monitor, and he's gotten very good with me over the last couple months. You can see those tongue flicks. He's doing very good, and he's very, as I say that, he's looking back at my hand trying to bite. Nile monitors are one of the most aggressive little monitors out there. So if you are looking for a monitor and want to start keeping animals, I do not recommend. This is not a beginner reptile by any means. So make sure that if you're looking for a starter or beginner reptile, that this is not it, unless you want to put some serious time and effort into these guys, because they definitely need it. But let's go ahead and get him out, get him into the little tub that we have, and let's go ahead and start rescaping this. Let's get everything out of his old enclosure and then into this new enclosure that we have. But first, we got to clean this out as well. But I'm going to start off by getting him out, getting him into the temporary tub so that I can move this, take everything out of it, clean this out, and then put this in this place and get a UVB bar that I have as well. And we're going to be hooking this thing up. So let's go ahead and get to that little Sadie montage. Hey, Seeds. What you doing, Stinkies? Hi. All right, so first things first, let's get this little guy out. I'm going to take out some of these so it's a little bit easier for me to get to him. But here we go. Hang on, little buddy. I'm getting you out of here. You're going to be getting a new home, bud. I promise you're going to like it so much better. Yeah, you will. You're going to like it so much better. So much better. Come here, bubs. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come on. There you go, Bubba. Oh, no. Backpedal, Dad. Backpedal. So this is our baby Nile monitor. He's super cute. But we're going to be putting him into the little temporary bin that we have for him. He's going to be going on up in here. Bloop. Here you go, buddy. Go hang out for a little bit. He is like sprawled out like, what am I in right now, Dad? What am I in? You're gonna be okay, buddy. We'll set you over here for a little bit. And let's get to cleaning this thing out. We are gonna get everything out of this, so try not to make a massive mess, but we're gonna take all this stuff and I'm just gonna set it on the ground over here because I'm gonna have to clean this all up anyways. So get this out, get everything out of this, get all that off. That's all just a bunch of moss. Sphagnum moss, and I'm going to be showing you guys what we're going to be putting in here. I'm going to take this out because this is our little water bowl that we have, and we're going to rinse that out thoroughly. I should have some crickets probably still left in here, and or mealworms and stuff too, so I might be keeping this substrate and just putting it into the other setup. Not 100% sure. I think I'm probably going to do that, but let's go ahead and turn this light off. Let's let that at least cool down for a little bit. and we are gonna get this out of here. So let's grab this light. Oh yeah, that's really hot. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna set it nowhere good. Actually, you know what? I can do this. I can unplug it for now, like such, and I can set it on top of the new enclosure that we are going to be putting him into. So let's close this up for now. Boom. Let's grab it. Yeah. Let's get it out of there. Alright, so I just dropped in a little cricket for him, and he's going to town. So I dropped in a couple mealworms for him also, but he's definitely comfortable already in this little setup because he's already eaten. So I dropped a couple crickets and a couple mealworms in there for him. And now that we got this area nice and cleared off, what we're gonna be doing is setting up the new tank, but we gotta clean it out first, so let's get to that. All right, so it's super important to get a terrarium cleaner, as Kylie's bringing over the my trash bag. It is super important though to get a terrarium cleaner that is reptile and amphibian safe, really fragrance free. I'm gonna have one similar or this one linked down in the description of the video because we get a little bit of a kickback from Amazon, and Kylie's over there just dancing while I'm filming. I would show you, but she's making hand gestures that I can't put on YouTube. So, anyways, link down in my description for the terrarium cleaner. You gotta make sure that you use fragrance-free stuff because it is super important to use fragrance-free deodorant, detergent, whatever you want to call this, cleaner for your reptiles, amphibians, whatever you're doing, especially when you get a new setup, especially this one because it's used. So, let's get to cleaning. He's over here just fighting Kylie. Oh my god. I thought she was going into the things. Hey Sadie, what are you doing? Get her. Get her. Get her, Sades. This is what I have to deal with when I'm shooting a video all the time. Anyways, let's get back to cleaning. Because I know that's what you clicked on the video for, not of Kylie and the dog dancing, but that's always fun. Alright, so first we're going to do a quick little wipe down before we do any spraying. So we're just going to wipe it, get all this nice crud out of here. Because this was given to us for free. So always nice to get free things, especially when you're spending this much a month on animals, because this hobby is not cheap. And I don't just keep reptiles, I keep fish, I keep amphibians, I keep freaking everything you could think of. A dog. A Kylie. She's expensive. But we got this cleaned out, so now I'm gonna, actually, you know what, I'm gonna spray it down, that way I can get a little bit of wettage action while I'm sweeping this into my little handy dandy trash bag here. And I'm gonna grab the corner and I'm gonna scoop and I'm gonna get all this nice crud into my trash bag. So I'm just gonna keep spraying this thing down like such. Boom. Give it some nice thick coats of spray because you can never have enough cleaner when you're cleaning out a tank. Alright, so now that we've got the terrarium nice and clean, I have some sphagnum moss, which is all in here, and some more right here. I also have some eco earth, which I am going to get some bricks, and we're going to be laying that as our base, and also putting some other things in here. So I'm not going to use any of the substrate that's in this, because I can either reuse this for another animal that we have or get or whatever. I'll figure out what I'm going to do with that, but I'm going to leave everything in there for now and I'm gonna get all new substrate and put it in here. So let's get to doing that. All right, so this right here is EcoEarth. I'm also gonna have this linked down in my description. It is a great substrate. It is compressed coconut fiber. So you usually can get like little bricks of 3. This stuff's pretty inexpensive on Amazon, and this 3 brick setup should give us a nice thick base. This stuff expands out like crazy. So I'm gonna use all 3 blocks for this setup. What I'm gonna do, easiest way I've found to do enclosures of a setup like this is just to cut the bag open, put some water in here, and let it soak it up. And if you don't have enough, you can always add more. So let's get these bricks out. Boom, into the setup, and let's add some water. We got jug number 1 going in. And jug number 2 going in. And this stuff pretty much just soaks up all of the water like crazy. So you're gonna see in just a minute, I'm gonna probably have to break this stuff apart because it just soaks it up. Here, I can probably already show you. And this stuff literally just like flakes off the top here, just like that. So I'm gonna let it just sit for a little while now. I'm gonna put it back the way it was originally and just let it do its thing. And my hand is covered in dirt now. Awesome, love that. All right, well, I just realized I'm definitely gonna have to add more than 2. So number 3 is going in. Boom. Number 3. I think I'm gonna have to do 4 or 5. I will be back. And jug number 4. And I'm gonna let this sit for a little while and see if I need to add more, but we've added 4 of these. I have no idea how many gallons this is, if this is like 1 gallon or what, but yeah, we've added 4 of them in there. And bam, just like that, we have a nice base of substrate. So I've already rinsed his water bowl out. The rest of all his dirt's on the bottom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dig out a little spot, and I'm probably gonna do it over here. That way I can actually see him in the water bowl, and I'm gonna have the heat source over here. So I'm gonna grab this little area, just gonna kind of dig it out a little bit. And I wanna leave enough space to where he can still go behind and around, but just have a nice deep water dish for him because he does love to bask in it. So I'm gonna grab this, and it's okay if a little bit of dirt gets in it. I'm not real worried about that because he is gonna get it dirty anyways. So I'm gonna do my best to not put a bunch of dirt in it, but just gonna kind of bury it right up in there. Boom, bada bing, bada boom. All right, there we go. I packed down the whole sides. My hand is super dirty still. So now that that water dish is in, we are gonna grab some of the things that were in his enclosure before. I have a lot more that I'm gonna be putting in here, but I'm just gonna create some obstacles in this. That way he can use them to kind of climb around and has some variety in his setup that he has here. So there's that. And then we'll put this guy like right over here. That looks good for now. Let's get some more stuff. I should just put this guy back in there too. We'll put this kind of down like that and maybe drape it over like this. That way if he wants to go hide up under that, he can. Just stick this thing in there a little bit more. Let's stick it like behind that. Perfect. There, now he can go like actually tuck up under there and hide if he wants to. I don't really want to make a den for this guy because he's been really good with me and I've gained his trust by just like having him out more. That's one thing with monitors. You want to give them space to hide if, you know, they really want to, but with a monitor like the one I have, that little Nile monitor, any kind of interaction I have, I want him to be out and about. I want him to know who I am. I want him to start trusting me. The only thing I don't like about top opening enclosures is the fact that I'm going in from the top. So if you really want like the best setup ever for a monitor, or really any lizard, to start building trust, get a front opening enclosure. And what I mean by like front opening is something like this, that actually physically opens from the front. This enclosure is huge. And it houses our mangrove monitor, who's right up in there with all of his little friends. So, but yeah, this is a little setup that we're doing as like a little temporary setup. This light is not staying on there. I'm just doing it for lighting for purposes. But yeah, we have a little heating dome down there, or not dome, a little temperature cage to kind of read the temp. That was in here before and I just kind of left it. It's not bad to have, so whatever. But I'm definitely gonna be putting my heating source right here so I can kind of read, you know, what that is. I do have a heat gun too that I use, and I'm definitely gonna be using that when it comes to getting the exact temperature and like the elevation of stuff of where I need to have stuff hanging. But let's go ahead and get some more stuff to throw in here because it's looking pretty bare right now. Pretty bare. All right, so I have added a bunch of driftwood pieces and this is looking pretty good. I've also added some bark and this is looking a lot better than his old setup did. So this is gonna be his little food dish. I've added a ton of stuff for him to climb around and crawl onto. This is super high up. I'm gonna have the lamp face like right here so that the hot spot is like right in this section. Obviously not up here, this is way too high to the top. It actually goes like all the way to the top, but that section right there will be perfect. But yeah, let's get some water in that dish and let's put the lid on. Make sure that my basking spot is at the right temperature. It looks like that should be perfect. And then let's get our little guy and put him into the setup. The last thing that I'm gonna do is add some sphagnum moss into some of the corners just to trap a lot of the humidity. And I'm just kind of sporadically put this places. So that looks like a good spot right there. Throw another little piece. I don't need a lot of this because this substrate does a really good job at holding humidity, but I'm just gonna do it in some spots that, you know, should be good. So if he wants to go crawl up into it, I'm gonna mist it all down here in just a few minutes. But if he wants to actually go and get like a nice cool spot to like just hang out in that's a little damp, this should be able to trap that humidity really well. So I'm just kind of putting this in different places. I'm gonna put it all along the back over here. And over time, all of that will settle down and kind of form up better. But for now, it's really all we need. I'm just grabbing little handfuls of it. This is all really dry, and I will be giving it a nice spray down here in just a few. Let's just stick it in here, this corner. Boom, that's perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. That's probably good. Actually, let's add a little bit more in this little section right up in here. Just gonna pack this down. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's get to adding water. All right, well, water is in, and yes, I definitely missed some dirt in there, but that's a-okay because he was gonna get it like that anyways. This is a pressurized little sprayer mister, and I'm gonna get these areas where I have the sphagnum moss, and I'm just gonna give it a good douse. Yes, there is a lot of humidity already in this setup, but that is totally fine. Just spraying it down nice and good. And then the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna show our little guy his new home. And he is gonna love it, because this is definitely an upgrade from what he had before. But man, does this look different and amazing. Let's get this aside and let's show you the finished product. Man, that is a night and day difference. So from this little tiny setup to this is definitely an upgrade. So sitting down here, this looks amazing and is gonna give him plenty of spaces to go and hide and get out from the basking area. And I did measure this out. That is perfect for heating. It is nice and off the top, and the bulb that we have in this is 100 watt, so nothing crazy, but it will be perfect for him. And I do have a UVB barb that I'm gonna put on top as well. So let's get to getting our little guy, who is right over here, just sleeping away, and put him into here. All right, well, let's awaken the demon. Come here, sleepyhead. I know, sweepies. Just a sleepy guy. It's your night-night time. I know. I'm sorry. Look, bud. Look. Look. Look what you got. You got a new setup. You doing some tongue flicks? Go on. He's so tired right now. Oh, no. He's like, Dad, what do we got? He literally just woke up. He's so tired. What are you doing, buddy? Trying not to go in from like the top. He is doing some tongue flicks like, what is this? Is this my new home? Is your new home, Bubbles? See, I'm going in from the top though. This is not ideal when you're dealing with monitors, but for now it's kind of what we got. Because I'm not going to buying a new setup right now. Hey bud, look. You want to say hi to the camera one more time? Look. You're waking up a little bit more. He is so stinking cute. Look at this little guy. So pretty too. It is your feeding time, little dude. Here. Why don't you go and explore? Go exploring. Here you go. He is so tired right now. He's like, Dad, just leave me alone when we go back to bed. Please. He is so tired. It's okay, little puppas. It's okay. He's like, what are you doing, Dad? What are you doing, Dad? I'm sorry. Here. Here. Alright, well, let's get the top on. Let's let him go to sleep, because it is definitely his nighttime. And, yeah, it is pitch black outside. It is his nighttime right now. And he is showing it. So, I'm sorry, little dude. I will leave you alone. Go explore your new home. Let's get this light off. Let's get your lid on. And you got a new home, buddy. Super stoked. He will be getting a much bigger upgrade in the near future. Just like our monitor did not too long ago in this setup. Pretty freaking sweet. Alright, well, we got it all set up now. I have to get a different extension cord. Well, I have one. I just need to hook it up because that's not the right plug. Anyways, I'll figure that out in a little bit. But we got our heat bulb, our UVB bar, and I'll have links for all of this stuff down in the description. But we got our little guy just chilling. He's gonna be getting some shut-eye soon. He's got a nice full belly. He just ate some more crickets. And yeah, this is the baby Nile monitor setup. Pretty sweet, pretty cheap, pretty awesome. I said pretty a lot. Little build though, and he is gonna love it. I know it. And he'll be able to have this enclosure for a couple more months at least. So he'll be able to grow into this a little bit more. He is still a little small baby. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash the like button. Hit subscribe if you're new. We upload every Tuesday and every Friday, so make sure you stay tuned for the next one. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments below, or just say hi, because I like responding to all of you guys. So I hope you have a good rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace. He's been exploring his little environment. Got the UVB and the heat hooked up. Got his little food dish. And he's definitely been exploring his new little environment that he has.